Okay, here in this episode 20, we will look at something called modules and also how to import them with something called the pip function. So there are so many modules available. Some are internal here in our software, in our editor, but there are also external modules that can be imported. And we will try to do that and see how this works. Hey and welcome here. I'm Torkild Brunsnes, and this is Python Learning by Doing. I strongly believe that learning by doing, that's the way that works the best. It is for me, I can tell you. So try to follow these chapters here and do what I'm showing on the screen. Follow it on your own computer. And when you have gone through all the different chapters, I promise you, you will be an excellent programmer. Well, let's grab a cup of coffee and then let's just get going. There are two types of modules. There are the internal modules and there are the external modules. When we look at the hierarchy over here, then we can say external modules. There are some built-in ones in Python already, and you will find them here under external libraries and under the lib folder, the library. And here we have all the modules that are built into Python already, and there is a whole slew of them here. So these we can always call and use. But we will start here with the internal modules, and later we will go to external modules, how to use them. And the first thing here is we will start by making a file to put our internal module in. So we will make a new Python file. And we can just call it module1, MOD1. That will be the name of it. So we now have our module1.py file. It's an internal file. And it will just be stored out here in the library root. So you can see down here is mod1.py now. That's where it is. And an internal module is something you can use if you in a project has a certain function you want to do again and again. Then it might be worth making an internal module and just call it every time you need to do that function. And we can try to do a very simple one here that will do the basic mathematical operations like plus, minus, multiplication, and division. So we will make this. So we will say we need to define some functions, and you can have many functions within a module. So this mod1 here, that could be a module that collects all kinds of different calculation methods. So we will start making these four basic calculations. So we say add first. We want to make the addition, and we want to add. Let's say A, comma B. Okay. And then we want it to return A plus B. That's a return we want. And this here is kind of how it goes for all four. So we will just copy this here now. Oh. Need a new line there. So now we have four of them. And the first one will be add. The next one will be the subtraction. And then it will be A minus B. And the next will be multiplication. And the last one will be division. So now we have basically made 4 functions within this module here. There's an add, a sub, a multiplication, and a division. So these are our 4 functions within the module. Now we can make another page here, and where we will call this from. So we make a new file, and it's a Python file. Let's call it main. It's our main file. And here we have main.py, and you see it's also over here in the menu. Now we want to call the functions over from the mod1 where we have our modules. We want to call these in here to the main file where we are working. So we simply say import, and that's the command to import a module, and we just say mod1. So we import mod1. That's the first thing. And now we can make a little addition script here. Addition equals to, and then we say mod1 dot, and we want to use the add function from mod1, and the 2 numbers we want to use could be 3.7. So now we call the import function from mod1, and we use that one here to add the figures 3 and 7. Let's try to run it. And nothing happens yet because we need to print the addition, of course. So we say print addition. Now it should print the result. So we try again. And see, here we get the results. And we can change that here to, instead of calling the add function, we can call the multiplication function and run it again. And now it's 3 times 7, 21. Or we can do the division. div, and run it again, and it's 0.42 and so on. So that's how we make our own module here. It gets stored over in the root of our project, in the library root here, and down here we have our files that we store as modules. And our main file can then call the module, the functions in the module, and we can use them here. So we can make a whole collection of mathematical operations within this module1 file if we want. That concludes this chapter of Python Learning by Doing. Make sure that you follow all the following chapters and go through the entire series. Also make sure to hit both the like and the subscribe buttons, because that would help me to keep creating programs like this. So thank you for doing that. And here after this there will be a link on the screen, and that will be to the next episode in this series of 26 videos. So take another cup of coffee and get ready for the next episode.